Hi, this is a tutorial on assembling your saxophone and also just checking all the parts that are in the case to make sure you have what you need. And then we'll go on to putting all of those together. So looking at the camera, you see the main portion of the saxophone, and this is called the body. If you're going to pick the body up, generally I advise that you pick up by carefully grabbing the bell of the instrument. I usually grab the bell from this side, bring it up, and then support it with my hand. You want to be careful not to bend any of these key rods that go across the side of the instrument. And also, if you're going to set the instrument down, you need to be careful that you watch. There's some delicate key mechanisms over here as well. The bell and on the back side where there aren't keys that are going to get bent and damaged, that's a good way to hold the horn. The next piece is the neck, so you should look round in your case to make sure that you have something that looks like this. It's just a neck with, this is called the octave key, and it has some cork on the end. And make sure that that cork is in good shape. Next important piece would be the mouthpiece. So let me disassemble. This is your mouthpiece. It's relatively thin up here at the top, which is why we use the mouthpiece cap to cover that so that it doesn't get damaged. So mouthpiece, and then we have what's called a ligature. It's from the French word ligere, I believe. So the ligature holds the reed, which is the vibrating mechanism for the horn, and we'll get into how to put that reed on a bit later. So if your ligature isn't situated on the mouthpiece the way this one is with the screws in the back, that's perfectly okay. It depends on how the ligature was made. Some of them are made to go onto the mouthpiece in this manner with the screws on this side. So however it's showing up, that's probably the way it's made. Some people like having the ligature on this way because it gives a nice smooth tenon sort of hold on the front of the reed. And then finally we have the mouthpiece cap, which goes on the mouthpiece to protect that very delicate tip area. And then the final piece that you should look for in your case is the saxophone strap. It's very important. This is just one example. My saxophone strap has a clip on the end so that it doesn't fall out of the hole that it goes into, and we'll get into that a little bit later. So some sort of strap, and it's nice if you can get one that has this cushy material on the inside. It makes it a lot easier on your neck. Some of the other things that you might find in the case are additional reeds, possibly some cork grease that would be used for lubricating this cork here on the neck. You might find some key oil as well. I don't usually recommend that you use the key oil because it can tend to gum up these rods and give you more problems than what you had in the first place. Another thing you might find when you take the body of your instrument out of the case is an end cap right up here. These are very important. They protect this octave mechanism from being damaged while the instrument's in the case. Another thing that you might find is something that looks like this, and these are called pad guards. They are inserted into the saxophone after you've swabbed the instrument out after you've played. Verdict is sort of out on these. Some people think they're a good thing as long as you're diligent about swabbing the instrument prior to putting this back into the instrument. Other people think that they tend to keep moisture and bacteria in the instrument itself. But you can clean these, you can wash them, so if you're careful about swabbing the instrument out, keeping these clean, then they're perfectly okay to use. And then you insert them back into the instrument once you're done swabbing. Okay, I'm going to stop here, and the next video will actually put the horn together.